Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Technical Minecraft Survival Guide. So in this episode, first I'm going to be showing you some progress updates. So in the Nether hub, let me just show you real quick. Alright, so this is the piston bolt you already know. Yep, that's that one, and that's super fun to write on. But I already made a piston bolt to my end portal as well, so we can just ride that one real quick. Turn sounds down a bit. Anyway, you can see we just have a little curve here. So we just have a straight to straight transition this way and another straight to straight transition this way. So yeah, because the piston bolt, the nether portal wasn't exactly aligned there, so I had to make a little bit of an extra sort of curve. I didn't bother making diagonal bolts since it would be like 2.5 blocks long. But yeah, this is pretty cool. We have now a piston bolt connection to our end portal as well. So everything here is connected to spawn, and speaking of spawn, I want to show you something I've been spending a lot of time on recently here. Yep, I've been digging out spawn, so let me quickly show you. So this is the edge, and I have been going all the way over here and using directional TNT dupers. How you do it doesn't really matter, to be honest. You could use a world eater, you could use the TNT dupers as I have here. I just didn't have that much redstone, so I couldn't build a world eater that well. But anyway, that's what they look like, and so I have a big one, a tall one up there, and that one pretty much removed this stuff that was in the way of this one here. This one bombs all the way down to bedrock, but sometimes it leaves some stuff there because I built it at too tall, so I built another one there behind it. And so yeah, this is a design by Works, and it's a pretty cool design. And pretty much what I did is I just built up those 3 of them as I showed you, and then I would just go around here, and I already cleared up the liquids at the top here, so these liquids are cleared off. And also, I would go around here clearing liquids as I go, so I just got a bit of sand, bit of stone sometimes, and then I would just clear away the liquids. Of course, I have been getting a bunch of ores, and let me quickly show you the result of my ore collection. So inside this shulker box is a little bit of what I've been getting. And so as you can see, tons of diamonds. It's pretty cool. I don't know why it's like that. Tons of redstone, a little bit of loose stuff, and a bit of lapis, and tons of emeralds. Now another thing, you might notice that I actually have some on me, and yeah, that's pretty cool. And I also have more than a stack, actually more than 2 stacks of emerald ore, so that's also super cool. And eventually I just stopped doing the redstone ore because I think that should be enough for projects that I have in the near future. And anyway, what I'm going to be doing here is eventually building a mob switch here. That's why I wanted to clear out spawn, because clearing out spawn is a very good thing to do for lag optimization, obviously. But anyway, yeah, so I was just collecting the ores kind of for fun, because obviously we could build a tunnel bore eventually. But emerald ore is kind of what I was after here, because aside from diamonds and all the obvious stuff, emerald ore is possibly, so it's the rarest ore, like I think we all know that, but aside from being the rarest ore, so it can probably generate more frequently than diamonds. I'm not sure, but I think it can generate more frequently than diamonds, but the veins are only of 1, so that's why they're considered to be the most rare ore, as well as the fact that they only generate in these mountain biomes. So yeah, the fact that they generate in the mountain biomes, that was pretty cool, because I had a bunch of mountains here, so that's why I have so much emerald ore. Eventually, I want to get a full shulker box of every item in the game, and that includes all the emerald ores and such. Okay, this is going to be a problem. I want to start them, but yeah, let me start this one first. Yeah, I've been burning through my rockets like mad here. we're gonna need to get that sorted, but first let me show you what I do. So I do /player bot1 spawn and then mount. So basically I made a bot player get in the minecart. This is carpet mod, this is not vanilla. And then I'll break this redstone block and I will launch the whole machine. Alright, and basically that's what it looks like when it's running. And let me do the same thing for this one here. And pretty much we have a flying machine that goes back and forth, and it goes at the stations and then it turns back around. So you see this one is only about a little bit of a way there. But anyway, yeah, this might take a bunch of time to reach the end now. We're so close to the end, so if I turn on the spawn chunks, you can see that the entity processing chunks are all dug out, so that's cool. Then also, we're about one chunk away from digging out the lazy chunks, and then the area I want to dig out is actually that, but then one further out. So you can see that on the sides here, it's one chunk further, one chunk out from the lazy chunks. That's pretty much just for vanity and so that I have space to build stuff later. Because there's nothing worse than not being able to do a project because you don't have the space for it. But yeah, so this is pretty much it, and I'll just get some more rockets and get some more diamonds maybe. And yeah. So obviously you do have to clear out liquids as you go. And I actually overshot this one, so I was AFKing for a bit too long, and that's why we have some liquids here. They don't really matter because they're outside of the area I want to mine out. Anyway, I'll just quickly get these diamonds. Alright, so pretty much I'll just stand here in the middle, so this is the middle platform, and I'll just look out for ores here. So, and of course also liquids, but I've been doing a bit of liquid removal here, and I got lazy near the end, so what I did is I looked for the liquids on the spectator world, of this world, and then I just went here to those coordinates and dug them out, so pretty much I could just AFK here without having to worry about the liquids, of course, and that made the process a bit easier so that I could just AFK most of the time. But yeah, anyway, I'll be back with you when this whole thing is mined out. Alright everybody, welcome back, and we have finally cleared out the whole area. So again, doesn't really matter how you do this, it just matters that you get it down somehow. Maybe you could even get away without doing it, but my sort of goal here was that I wanted to get this whole thing cleared up so that I have space to work with, and yeah. Speaking of space to work with, what I want to do is cover this whole space in glass, and that is going to be a bit of a problem, seeing as this already pretty much emptied my sand reserves, to be honest. But anyway, let's actually check out our resources. So this is how much we got in terms of diamonds, really quite nice, and emeralds, that's also really quite nice. Alright, so as well as the diamonds, also got a little bit of obsidian and a little bit of redstone. That's probably not going to be enough to build a world eater, like a 520 by 528 world eater, but I think it should be fine for now anyway. I'll just take all this back to my storage, and yeah. But speaking of storage, there's actually something I want to do. So I want to get a bunch of sand, obviously to make all the glass. White dye is not really going to be a problem, seeing as I have a sort of a skeleton grinder at the moment. It's not that good, but it is what it is. And yeah, I'm just gonna pop all these shulker boxes into here just because I don't want anything happening to them. And yeah, but anyway, we're gonna need quite a bit of stuff. Not a lot, honestly. These sand dupers are really quite simple. Hello everybody, and so now change of plans. I'm gonna actually build this design, so probably should have got a bit more, but anyway, yeah, this is the design I'm gonna be going with. It's by VK Tech. I'm gonna put the link down in the description, and yeah, the reason pretty much is that, well, I don't want to mess up my portal room there, and yeah, this is actually faster, like way faster. So yeah, it's way better design, and it actually doesn't use any redstone dust, so it's even lag friendlier. And yeah, so these are materials: so 20 sand, 9 pistons, 16 slabs, 8 repeaters, 28 slime blocks, 4 logs. They have to be logs, by the way. 12 walls, 40 leaves, 50 building blocks, 16 rails, 20 pistons, and 24 observers. So I think I'm going to just start building this up. So yeah. Alright guys, I'm back, and this is actually a long time later, and you'll see why on the overworld side. But anyway, first I want to show you I completed the sand duper, and it's working perfectly. So if I just hop down here, and pop back up here, then you'll see that it's actually duping sand like it's supposed to. And I actually replaced the sand in some of the spots with also red sand, gravel, and white concrete powder, and of course the normal sand there. But yeah, at first I had it all normal sand, because I just wanted sand, but now I put a bunch there so that I could make whatever gravity block I want. I'll probably eventually replace some of it with some concrete powder. But anyway, on the overworld side, this is where you'll see what has been taking me so long and why you haven't seen a survival episode for a long time. Yep, I completely removed everything around here. So first of all, this is the contraption that I've been using to do the sand duping. Okay, let me just kill this phantom. Anyway, yeah, this is the perimeters. So at first I was like, okay, I'm just gonna clear out my spawn chunks, but then I'm like, now what if I accidentally, while I'm AFKing, I die and then I end up here, and then a bunch of stuff is loaded around me. So I actually made a full render distance spawn perimeter. And the way I did that is nothing too complicated. I just used 3-directional TNT dupers. And yeah, the way I did it is actually not the way I would recommend someone to do it. But anyway, yeah, first let's just take a look at what my actual sand collection looks like. So first, let me maybe go into spectator mode. So here is the sort of entry point. So sand will spawn up here, because the sand in the spawn point will spawn right here, like right above the highest block, no matter what block it is. Now, for a player to spawn, it looks for if there's a valid spawning location, and the trapdoor and the water makes it so that it's not actually valid, so that's why we spawn down here. Next, all the sand falls onto this waterlogged trapdoor. The trapdoor breaks it, and the water moves it along, so the items. And then I have just a bunch of sorters, pretty much. Here there's nothing too special, it's for sand. That's actually interesting. Oh, I forgot to. Okay, so I found the problem. I thought the reason there was 64 items there was because I actually replaced this block here with a transparent block, so it wouldn't power the hopper that was here. But yeah, this didn't work out because I completely forgot that redstone doesn't actually go down transparent blocks. But anyway, so I have been shulker hunting a lot as well. I'll just go onto what's it called, chunk base, and look for end cities so that I don't explore the world file size just completely blow it up. But still, like, to get all the shulker boxes that I needed for this, I think it might have been something like maybe even 100 megabytes. I'm not exactly sure, but it might have been somewhere around that range. But anyway, yeah, this was also a big grind and a big reason that you haven't seen me here in survival for a long time. But anyway, you can see that I was actually running this for a long time, and we have a bunch of sand. So here, gravel as well, tons of gravel, tons of red sand, and tons of white concrete powder. So white concrete is my favorite concrete, so that's why I use that. And also, to cover this entire area, I want to cover it all with glass. So I think I was doing some math, and I'm pretty sure 3 chests full of shulker boxes should do it. So at this point, I'm already thinking like, what sort of super smelter am I gonna use to smelt all this glass? Because, yeah, I think I did the math. For using just one furnace, I think it was gonna take like a couple months to smelt all this. So, yeah, not something we exactly want. And yeah, my plan is to cover this entire area with glass. So I actually marked out where the spawn chunks are. So inside of this inner gray thing is the entity processing spawn chunks. Inside of this sort of strip of just these 2 gray glass things, in here is the non-entity processing spawn chunks, so just the lazy loaded chunks. They're still loaded, they just don't process entities. And out here, this is no longer spawn chunks. Render distance, and then plus another 2 chunks actually, because I eventually want to remove the bedrock here. And I think 23 is how many blocks you need of leeway around the spawn chunks. So I rounded up and it's 2 chunks out. So inside of this, so this slime one marks the edge of my render distance, and then 2 more chunks out, and this is the edge of the perimeter. So there should be no blocks inside here. It's not really that important that there aren't any blocks in here. It's just I'm a bit OCD about this stuff, to be honest. But anyway, yeah, as well as that, I've also been collecting some ores actually, so let me go back here. In my ender chest, you'll actually see that this is all the redstone ore I've been collecting, so that's going to be useful for building a world eater. This is some obsidian. After a while, I just gave up actually trying to collect it. I would just mine it and leave it, most of it, to drop in the lava. And this is all the valuables. So wow, that's a lot of stuff. Again, this is not everything from this whole perimeter. It's just what I took when I actually bothered. Because eventually I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna remove all the obsidian and the liquids. I'm not gonna bother with anything else. So yeah, but anyway, this is a lot of stuff, and of course the emerald ore, that's also very nice. And I actually found 2 enchanted golden apples, so that's nice. I think one of them was from inside the perimeter, another one was from outside. Yeah, I was just saying that eventually I just gave up collecting everything I wanted, because I'm like, okay, this is enough treasure, and it's too much of a hassle to actually collect all the ores, and I'm by myself here, so yeah. But anyway, to be honest, I'd probably just build this either like really high above your terrain, so I wouldn't clear any of this out. I'd probably just build this contraption kind of above the ground, and yeah, just really high so that you can destroy all the terrain later. But the removal of the terrain eventually has to be done, so that's why I decided to do it now. I'm not 100% sure if I would recommend it to do it now. Alright guys, and I'm back, and I completed a sorter here. So pretty much what I got is just some hoppers that sort out the stuff. So I just made one of these little setups here. As you can see, it's nothing too complicated. This is the only stuff that you can't really see what's going on in there, but there's just some items in here. These can be just any random items that you have laying around, and some of the items that you want to sort. And here's some more, and as you will see, some more iron will come trickling through in a minute. We may or may not have skipped that, but yeah, whatever. So anyway, it's just gonna sort out the iron from the poppies, and if I come down here, then you can see here we have a chest with iron, and here we have poppies. So that's a pretty nice system. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.